I'm gonna give the
I don't like to touch the government involvement that much.
no.
I don't want somebody knocking on my door.
Wait.
But
Watch. I'm gonna start talking about the CIA.
right.
Just kidding. But I'm gonna touch on it. Enough where they won't bother me, but they'll bother you.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll leave it to this because it's very important, and that's respect I have for the director as well. He's a brilliant director.
Yeah.
And shout out to Nick. But anyhow, stay tuned, and you're gonna see there's a special guest on this one, and he is a big government guy, a former attorney general. He can answer the questions I do not want to.
Okay, so let me do it. I'll take the weight on this one. Edward Jimenez. How are you, sir? Okay, so now, the Mujahideen was getting Afghanistan was getting. Hey, John, great to see you guys. So, hey, Big G, welcome, Benvenuti, Big G. Okay, so now the Afghanistan was very important to the strategic military efforts of the United States.
Of course, it was a Cold War.
Correct. So Russia was, and I'm gonna keep this up for a second. So Russia was invading. The CIA gives about $3 billion to them, gives training, gives arms to get them to push out the Russians, and the Mujahideen, which essentially is now the Taliban, wins. Okay, and they push them out. Okay, we'll get to how they screw the CIA in the U.S. in a second. But because of that, it became a shit show, and they needed money, they needed resources, etc.
Drugs for arms.
Correct. So they had the poppy made over to Pakistan, and I'm not going to post his name because he was a little too hooked in. Ayub Afridi, who was a drug lord who funneled the pipeline over to the Sicilians. It's a little murky how he gets it there to the U.S., but he gets it there.
The rest of the world.
I'm going to go one step further. But the rest of the world, I'm going to go one step further on this. And if I'm missing, just wish my kids well. There is a belief that the CIA may have been someone involved with linking them to because they needed the money, and the Sicilians had money. They had poppy. They needed some arms. So there might have been a triumvirate. I'll leave it there. So
okay, and I'll tell you what, even though you want to go there, they asked that same guy who's going to be on this show, the former attorney general. You guys could figure it out. Are the Americans complicit in other wars? Is that collateral damage? Did they make deals with Luke? That's not me. That's him saying that. Correct. Did they make deals with Lucchese back after World War II in Sicily? All right, you guys figure it out.
Exactly.
Watch the show; it's really good.
Quick question: Did Joe Bonanno get? I'm gonna think the answer is no, but I'll ask Frank. Did Joe Bonanno get any envelopes from the Pizza Connection since he started the whole thing?
No, the fuck ain't nobody giving him money after 68.
Good point.
You think? Yeah, no.
Okay, so now
you're lucky he didn't get killed after that book.
Okay, so this is where I find really interesting, and it kind of gets into my wheelhouse per se of understanding what's going on. So now at this point, we get the drugs from the Mujahideen. We're set up out of either Spain or Brazil, and now we're going to sell it to our Sicilian brethren in the U.S. But what interests me, and this is like I've been in this rabbit hole since like 1995. This is the Pizza Connection was two parts. Sicilian mafiosi here in the United States that were loyal back to Sicily, right? And then U.S.-based mafiosi like Salvatore Catalano and the Bananas. Give me how the network was set up here in the United States.
As far as he was calling them in, and they were shipping through pizza, marble, luggages, in the airports, people handling luggage, numerous ways. But he was the middleman. You got to remember, and if you know anything about Gaetano Badalamenti, he became a drug dealer real fast.
Real quick, correct.
Okay, he wasn't that guy. And he had to become one. So